Hi, welcome to the Flynn's Carlow TV review of the new Nissan Note. The Note was introduced by Nissan in 2006 as a B-segment crossover, but this is a completely new car. With a stunning new look, it's very clean and very modern in terms of its styling and shape, and it's beautifully designed both inside and out. The vehicle I'm driving today is a Note SV with family pack, and that family pack includes tinted rear windows for privacy, centre armrest for the driver in terms of a lovely position to be able to rest your arm, particularly for motorway driving, which is when I find it most useful, a sliding rear seat and a flexi board in the boot. There's a lovely high driving position in all the Notes, and there's superb headroom. I'm 6'2" or 1m85, and I find that I've excellent headroom and legroom both in the front as the driver or passenger, and likewise when I'm in the rear seats. There's excellent shoulder room and good seat comfort and lateral support here in the driver's seat. There's excellent rear access to this car, and that's achieved by Nissan introducing a 90-degree opening on the rear doors. Now, if you're in any way immobile or alternatively trying to lift kids inside into child seats, that means that you get the maximum amount of space and flexibility to get them in safely, and also to minimize the possibility of straining your back. The sliding rear seats are superb on this vehicle, and it means that for normal driving where you want the maximum legroom, you leave the seats towards their back position. And then in the instances where maybe half a dozen times a year you want the maximum space in the boot, you simply just push the rear seats forward. And the FlexiBoard also means that, as well as getting the maximum depth by sliding the seats forward, it means you have the maximum amount of height as well. And that's really useful for those instances where you have something either that bit longer than normal or alternatively that bit taller. But even when the FlexiBoard is in place, you have an excellent position in which to be able to load whatever it is you're carrying. You don't have this high lip that you have to lift the item over and potentially strain your back in that process. So the spec that I have here today has alloy wheels that are 16-inch. They look really well, and there's just the right amount of chrome to embellish the shape of the car. There's manual air conditioning on it, a CD player, but you also have the ability to, well, firstly Bluetooth, but with the auxiliary and USB jacks, you also have the ability to plug in your MP3 player, for instance. In terms of economy, the vehicle itself is class leading as well. So you have engine stop-start or idle stop-start, and then you also have the eco button here just behind the gear stick, and that eco button gives me a lot of feedback, and it's a very nicely and simply laid out dash, but it looks really well and very modern. But on the one side you have an indicator that tells me when I should change gears up and down, and then in the center you also have indicators that will give me feedback and tell me when I'm driving at a speed that's most economic. So I have LED lights here, and they give me the indication as regards when I'm in the correct gear. And likewise I have a readout here, which is the first time I've seen it, where it tells me whether or not I'm pressing too hard on the accelerator. The rest of the dash is very well built and really nicely laid out. No finicky buttons that makes it difficult to figure out what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Another feature that's on this vehicle is tyre pressure monitoring systems. And the tyre pressure monitoring system is very useful, and it's something that people may not fully realise its uses. Firstly, if your tyres are unequally pressurised, then you're potentially putting your own safety at risk. Similarly, your tyre wear will be much higher, and the economy of the vehicle itself is maximised by having your tyre pressures equalised. The steering wheel here in front of me is also extremely well laid out. On the one side there's a few simple buttons, but that allows me to use the speed limiter and cruise control in a very easy way. On the left hand side then I also have the controls which relate to both the phone, the volume on the radio, and similarly in terms of being able to change the channels, and checks the source information that comes off the dash. It also has ABS, EBD and ESP on this particular vehicle, and again those are all things that oftentimes you only see on much bigger vehicles and at substantially higher prices. There are a number of different packs, one of which is probably the most popular and is extremely well priced is the Tech Pack. Now that includes a self-clean rear camera, a satellite navigation, and a 360-degree monitor, which is extremely useful, especially if you do a lot of parking or town driving, or being in areas where there might be a lot of kids hanging around. So overall, I think if you're looking at any B-segment vehicle at all, be it the Fiesta, the Yaris, Corsa, Polo, any B-segment vehicle, you really should consider the Note. Come drive the vehicle, see how well priced it is, see how well designed it is, and also see the huge benefits that you have in terms of space, and overall just a really, really well laid out vehicle. So thanks for calling in, and we'll see you again.